MeTV 24 Meridian proudly presents your favorite way to start the day. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Candace.
And good morning. Live from Meridian, here we are as we begin a very solemn day.
Yeah.
Boy, the town is heartbroken. The number one question that I have been asked this morning, and I have called numerous agencies, this man is still at large that has killed a Meridian police officer that was on duty.
Yes. I saw it on a national news level this morning. They had it even posted on there. So, and if you know anyone in the surrounding states, share this show or share whatever information you have from any other source so that they can be on the lookout.
Now, keep in mind, I want y'all to understand this man is to be considered armed and dangerous. I put this as y'all, and I'm just going to shoot from the hip of trying to word this. Think of a wounded animal that's backed into a corner. They will do anything they can, or a mama cub protecting babies.
Yeah.
Somebody that has committed murder will do whatever means necessary to escape going to jail because they know what's coming of killing a cop. That is like the ultimate horrible thing to do.
And also, I mean, my thing is, when you're a cop, I mean, you have that. I can't believe that he shot a fellow officer either. You know, not a fellow officer of his where he worked, but I'm just saying to do something like that. I mean, and to kill. You
are nothing, is what you're trying to say.
From what I understand, he was involved with the lady that he murdered also.
Now, with that being said, what Candace hinted at, I posted a picture, and there was a lot of confusion of, well, I think that's the guy that was killed. No. Yeah. The picture that I posted, this guy was a former Newton police officer.
City.
For the city there. And let's show the picture. This is who we're looking for as we pull this up this morning. This is a younger picture of him.
Yes.
Now, let's go through here. This is the tag number that you're looking for. IMANI. It's a Nissan Armada, what you're looking for.
And an Armada is a sport utility type vehicle.
SUV.
Yep, SUV.
Here's a more current picture. When he was a police officer for the city of Newton, that's what he looked like. And it was a little confusion of people thinking that was the gentleman that was killed, and it is not. Again, armed, dangerous.
Right. And the lady that he killed, if I'm not mistaken, I've been told was expecting a child.
Yeah.
So that it's just a horrible, horrible thing.
Now, we won't know until we have a press conference of details of what went on. I can tell you what I know that is pretty close to what happened. There were, I think, at least one child in the home that did not get hurt. There's been all types of talk, but other shots were fired. And this police officer, when he arrived, was the first on the scene by himself and was killed. We will get more details on this. I got questions that are coming up in this interview that we're going to have at 9 o'clock, the press conference. We'll be there live. We'll carry it live so everyone will know. But, boy, we sure need our police officers to have backup.
That's exactly right.
They don't need to walk into situations.
And he could have been just like nearby and responded to the scene. And, you know, sometimes you think you're just going to a house call. You know, you don't know that it's going to be a tragic thing like that. But, you know, prayers for the lady's family. I can't even imagine. And if she had other children, prayers for those children. I cannot imagine what they must be going through.
The officer was able to get out shots fired when he arrived on the scene and asked for backup. I'm not going to say what I've been told, but if it went down the way that I'm being told, this was a horrific murder. It was not walking out the door, bang, bang, bang. It was, he knew what he was doing. We'll find out at the press conference if there's truth to this. Right. Lots of questions on this. And the next thing, and I want everybody to be concerned over this because, and I brought this up this morning, this is just unheard of that we have a murder. We have an armed, dangerous man loose, and the city officials do not hold a press conference the night before and say, we've lost a police officer. This man is at large in our area somewhere. Now, we're having it this morning. That is great and wonderful. But I feel And everything that I've ever seen across America has been handled the night of. You may not know much, but you step up and you go, this happened, this is who it is. When we know more, we will tell you, but consider him armed and dangerous.
Nope.
And I urge that this morning because he is.
Now, we did get an alert on our phones yesterday several times, but not everybody has a cell phone. You want to think most people do, but not everybody does, and they have TV.
But you want that from your officials.
Right.
This is what's happening.
Yeah. I don't know how much information they'll be given at a press conference. I don't know what could actually be said. I'm not sure, other than, but hopefully they'll give some kind of information.
We do hope. It's an ongoing investigation.
Right.
As I said, I checked around this morning, and no trace of the car yet. If you see it, now he could have switched cars. We don't know. He could be in the same one. But if you see something in the bushes, left on the side of the road in a parking lot that matches this description, call the police immediately at 911. Report it so they can go there. You brought up the alert. That alert was sent out to protect you. Now, I saw a couple of things online last night where people were going, why is this doing this? This is just scaring my family. Well, it should. It should scare you when someone is loose. That's why it is sent out.
Because they can be anywhere.
Yeah, he could come. You could be eating supper and somebody like that on the run come through your back door with it not being locked. Most people, while they're having supper and get off work, don't lock their back door until they're ready to go to bed. Someone like this can enter your home. We don't know. It is for your protection.
Yeah.
The tag does stick out, Ann McDonald said. She's seen it before. It does. That is one of those. Could he have taken the tag off now and ditched it? Yeah.
Right.
This is, and we've really got to pray. You've got to consider this. I briefly touched on this. When you lose a coworker, I don't care if you work in a convenience store, you work in a construction company, you're at a loss. But each one of these folks that work with this officer face that on a daily basis if this could happen.
Yeah.
Now, let me be clear on this. This was not gang related of all the crimes that we've had over the last 3 to 4 months. It is not a gang-related shooting. This was domestic. Totally different. Husband, y'all would not believe how many times police officers of the county have to go because a husband and wife or boyfriend and girlfriend are in a fight. They're throwing things at one another. And it's their job to be calm, peaceful, and calm the matters.
But again, you never know what the details are, so who knows? There's... I don't know.
Now, as we recap,
even trying to think about what could have been or happening. I don't know. You never know. Sometimes things will surprise you. So,
well, disturbance calls. People get angry quickly.
Oh yeah, they do.
And y'all been in an argument. Everybody that's alive has been in an argument with someone. You can never judge the person that you're arguing with what they're going to do. Some people get very angry. Some people are not aggressive. And they don't know what they're facing when they go to a door after a disturbance call is made.
Yes.
I wanted to bring this up, and let me go back over the facts of what we do know. The officer responded to the disturbance call at the 2100 block of 51st Avenue. Now, that's going to be to the northwest of Highland Park, Mosby Road, out in that area. It joins in there is where this home was that he responded to. The officer keyed up, shots are fired. That would be the last time that they heard from him. And then officers would respond to the scene and find him lying there. The female was pronounced dead at the scene. He was rushed to the hospital and then pronounced dead. The suspect is Dante Marquez Bender. And we've shown that, again, that black Nissan with, I guess you pronounce that. I'm not good at pronouncing what personalized tags mean.
Imani.
Meaning what the car is, maybe? I
don't know. An Armada is the car, but I don't know what Imani means. It could stand for something.
Crime Stoppers number is 855-485-8477. Call 911 if you see this guy. Let's go back and look at this. This only ranks in, Candace, as being the 5th officer in Lauderdale County. Let me pull this up so everybody can see this. With the Meridian Police Department, the 5th officer that lost their life. Alma Walters was the last that we had back in 1985. And then we have to go back to 1910, 1908, and 1888 for the fallen officers. He falls under a very sad moment of being the 5th end of watch for the Meridian Police Department. sad day for us.
Yes, it is. I don't even really know what words to say this morning. I just know that we are so thankful that we do have police officers that do go out there every day and try to protect the city. And when something like this happens, it just crushes your heart. I mean, because you feel for everybody in his family. You feel for all of his fellow officers that he worked for.
You do.
And it's just sad.
There was a lot of comments as, are they chasing him on Highway 19 last night?
Yeah.
They were searching everywhere from Meridian, Newton County. I know on that bulletin it had Newton County,
Right.
Scott County, anywhere that joins us. And he could be anywhere at this point. I wanted to show this. Brandon Boyd filmed this last night at the hospital as officers found out he had passed away, and they led the procession away from the hospital in remembrance of him. And let's pull this up. This is it's very touching as you look at this as officers leave the hospital. And that would go on and on for a few minutes of all the officers as they left the hospital. Again, it's a sad day. I know that there's a lot of people watching now that are previous officers that have worked for the Meridian Police Department, the county, that are so saddened by this.
Yes.
I wish I had words to fix this, but
I'd heard that he was a very nice
Yes.
guy. I even heard comments this morning on the radio. People were talking about how nice he was, and I think he was maybe from Tuscaloosa, and had worked at that police department. at one
also in
time.
Jackson, he had been a police officer.
But they said that nothing but great things from everybody that knew him. Great things to say about him. So,
We, the last press conference that I went to, the mayor said that he needed, I can't remember if it was 15 months or 18 months to straighten this out. Mm-hmm. We can't wait 15 months. We've got an officer that is down. More will happen if something is not done. We've got to have leadership. This is a very dark day for us. We got to have that knight in shining armor at this point step forward and draw the line in the sand of criminal activity.
right.
The criminals in Meridian are not scared of the police. We all know that. We can hide behind windows and say, oh, that's not true. Mm-hmm. It is true. They are not scared. They do anything. They shoot during daylight. As we have new officers, and I don't want to put anybody to take me wrong on this, as we get new officers, they do not have the experience of veteran seasoned officers that have been on the force for years that know what to expect when they go out. They've been down that road. It's kind of like your parents telling you what to do.
Yeah.
And I urge you, if you are a new cop, to be on your P's and Q's. We want them to be safe. We don't want anything to happen to them, but we cannot have, we need seasoned veterans here. Mm-hmm. Is what we're after. God bless them. Y'all keep every one of the folks that either wear the green, the Mississippi Highway Patrol in our area. The video that I showed 2 weeks ago, do you remember that, of the Mississippi Highway Patrol officer that wrestled with the gun of the guy? He wasn't scared of that officer at all.
No, they are definitely dealing with people who have no respect at all for the law, for other people, for human life. I mean, no respect whatsoever. And so I hope that this can be taken care of. I hope they find this person who did this and prosecute him to the fullest extent.
Yes.
And, they need to send a message that this is not going to be tolerated, because you would not want anyone else thinking, oh, well, they did it, I'm going to do this too.
Yeah,
and,
copycats.
No, right. There needs to be zero tolerance and zero leniency for anything that has to do with any kind of
As
crimes.
LaWanda says there, most of our seasoned veterans are getting out as quickly as they can.
Yeah.
We see that as soon as their retirement, where they can go, they do.
Yeah.
We need a hero. I'm saying it. I'm calling that. More on the way with Scotty Ray and Candace as we begin your Friday here in the Meridian area. Thank y'all for joining us as we bring you today's show.
One of the most important places to you is your home. That's why Patrick Allen Companies is proud to provide style, functionality, and security to your home. There's nothing quite like a well-designed overhead garage door or vinyl replacement windows, or the safety of a storm shelter to help your family feel protected. Patrick Allen offers doors and windows for commercial and industrial with dozens of innovative designs. Patrick Allen Companies, safety, service, and satisfaction.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Every event starts with a great grill, great cookware, and accessories. Add in some locally sourced meat and dairy, along with frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, day beds, and have fun with our cornhole boards. From coolers to trailers, we have everything you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
No matter what hat you wear, if you're hurt on the job, you're gonna need me. I'm attorney Richard Schwartz. Under workers' comp law, you're entitled to certain benefits. But when you're released from the doctor, someone's got to be there to make sure you get a fair settlement. While you're healing, we'll be fighting for you. We've helped thousands of our injured clients get their medical bills paid and recover lost wages. And we're ready to help do the same for you today. One call, that's all.
Welcome back. We are Scotty Ray and Candace. Candace is going to be getting out a little early this morning. I will be heading to the Meridian Police Department. We're going to be covering the press conference live. We'll carry it here on Facebook if you'd like to see that. Twin States News will also cover it as well, a simulcast of the broadcast that we do down there to bring you the latest.
Yes.
This should be interesting to see what is said, what we know so far. We appreciate all the comments. This morning coming into Meridian, what happens when a truck catches on fire and it's bananas? It's a problem.
Yeah.
As we go to this was exit I-59 coming into Meridian, the northbound lane, mile marker 142. Let's show you the pictures of what was going on at daylight. I don't guess I've ever seen a banana truck burn before in our area. They spent the morning cleaning this up. What catches on fire back there, I don't know. It's refrigerated.
Could have been some kind of something in the motor of the refrigeration system. You never know.
Maybe so.
Crazy.
But that caused a little traffic boo-boo there for a little while this morning as you were making your way to work.
Yeah.
So let's hope no more of that happens today. All that passes and we're good. Let's look around of things that come about today. Be on your P's and Q's, as we mentioned. Make sure to report anything that looks suspicious until this guy is caught.
Right.
Another thing, the southeast area, we got some kids that are upset. They've lost their puppy dog, and her name is Maggie. We got anybody from the southeast area watching this morning? Maggie could have went any distance. We don't know how far, but the parents are saying they've got $1,000 for the safe return of Maggie. You can call Chastity. That's the mom's name there at 938-1425. You know how kids get attached to their pets. They love it, and they want that back. So if you happen to see her out southeast trying to get an education over to high school or something, make sure she makes her way back home.
That's always upsetting to the children when they can't find their pet. Goodness.
Wait a minute. Is she safe at home?
See, Lisa McDuffie said she is home and safe.
Okay.
So, okay.
All right. Well, good to see that.
That's a good thing. So.
I didn't get an update on that. So, well, that's good news that she has been found.
But anytime, if you ever see her, you might want to take the number down because she might go wandering off again. You never know. So.
You never know.
Yeah.
What happens as we look at some of the national stories this morning, and I say this, the M&M factory, I would probably eat myself to death if I worked there. I'd gain weight, kind of like Lucy did. But they
cramming chocolates in your mouth.
They had an incident at the M&M factory yesterday where somebody fell in the vat where the chocolate is. They had to be rescued out.
Gracious.
I'm sure they dumped all that out.
You sure they weren't trying to
lick the bowl?
Yeah. It fell on over in there.
Oh, have mercy. As we try to bring a little bit of sunshine to your day on such a dark and cloudy day.
I would like to say happy birthday to my mother. And today is her birthday. So Sandra, if anybody sees Sandra Kinney or is friends with her, call her and wish her a happy birthday.
What you getting your mama for her birthday?
I got her some pretty plants for outside the other day, and I've got her a card. So I'm gonna stop by and see her. But we have to.
Hey, when
we have
it
a ball
comes to my
tournament.
birthday, don't get me no flowers. I'm just saying.
Okay, Scotty Ray.
Actually, I am one of those, and probably most everybody watching has reached this point, especially if you're over the age of 30, to where, well, those presents aren't the important thing. And when you're young, you don't get that. But the present is not what the birthday is all about. It truly is being with people that you love.
It is.
Because those moments, as we look at what happened in Meridian yesterday, are just so far and they're taken away.
Yes.
Family get-togethers, as you join Easter and holidays like that, each year you will notice that someone is not there the following year.
Yeah.
Cherish these moments while you still got them.
You know, make amends with somebody if you have not done that yet. You just never know. You never know when that's going to be the last time you tell someone goodbye.
We need to find out where you were yesterday around lunchtime on North Hill Street. What were you doing?
I was working.
Are you sure?
I was nonstop. Like, I didn't even have time to eat lunch until I got off work yesterday.
No in and out of traffic?
No.
Maybe like causing this situation?
No, I did not.
That was a fender bender there in front of McDonald's
That's a bad
yesterday.
spot, I will say. It's a hard spot to get in and out of. Any of the side, where you're pulling out of a business on the sides of North Hill Street, it's just hard to get out.
Yeah.
So, anyway, you know, the best thing to do is go to the red light and, you know, pull out there.
Turn around and do that.
Yeah.
Well, that we hope so. A thing, I brought this up this morning also, and things bother me, and I try to speak up when I feel like everybody is thinking of the money that we spend overseas and it is not brought back to our homes. You know, the situation that's going on in Texas, where we had the police department there not really do anything, and it come from the leader, not the police officers, but the head of that department waited and waited. They tell us that maybe as many as a dozen of those children were alive during that first hour while they waited outside.
I heard that. And the police chief still held off on sending in.
They would be alive today had he moved quicker. Now, a thing that they're doing, and I had not seen this before, they are making, in sales of this, is jumping to where they make a bookcase that you slide in front of the door of a classroom that is bulletproof to where no one could shoot through that. Now, in most schools, the walls are concrete. They're not the little paper thin, so you wouldn't be able to shoot through a concrete wall. But the money that we give away to other countries needs to be spent, in my opinion, taking care of our children.
That's right.
Our schools.
And it is a sad day. I'm watching this video, glancing at it, of these children pushing this. But it's a sad day when you feel like you have to do that, or children have to feel like they are in harm's way at school. But you just never know, I guess, with the stuff that's going on. And I think this is a good idea, though.
Now, and I don't want everybody to hear me on this, because this is truly important in the society that we live in right now. If you own a business and you've got employees, you should really, and contact Ward Calhoun. He can tell you more about this, of setting up where you have designated people that work in your office that are trained. Should something happen, you have 3 to 4 people in your office that would jump to the duty to help protect the others. Have them well trained. Not everybody would know who they are, but go through the sheriff's department. They can tell you about this, to where if you've got 100 people, you take a certain percentage of that to where they're all trained in case somebody was sick.
Yeah.
And they're designated to where if something horrible were to happen, they could protect others.
That's right.
I thoroughly believe in doing that.
Yep. I do too. I think everybody should have some kind of a plan, because in this day and time, you can't trust that.
No, and I lay this blame that I'm fisting to say on 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. When a police department has to decide, am I going to go to that call? Can I? Michigan, parts of Michigan right now, gas is so high that the officers are told, if you consider that not to be a non-life-threatening situation, handle it over the phone. Don't respond to it. That can't be good. No. Because gas has reached a point to where it's not in the budget for the police department anymore.
That's right.
And it, as always, as I say, it has to go to the top. And to the top we go, and that would be 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, Washington, D.C.
Can you imagine also, when it comes to schools, the school buses? Yesterday, somebody called this to my attention. They run on diesel. Diesel is so high. Can you imagine how much money they're going to spend running school buses next year?
Oh, yeah. As prices, I mean, each day it's climbing. Average Meridian I'm seeing as high as $4.69. It may be higher than that this morning. I don't know, but that was the last one I saw late. Okay, we just got a note that we've got a change in the press conference today. So, a little change of plans for us. Press conference has been moved to 12 noon.
12 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, wow. It was going to be at 9 o'clock, so that's been moved up a little bit there.
Okay. Well, maybe they'll have even more information by 12.
We would hope so.
Yeah.
Let us ask, how does everybody feel about the situation that we've got going on in Meridian right now? Kind of spooky, isn't it?
Well, I definitely think that, I guess it's hard to talk about today after what happened yesterday. I mean, we know the situation that's been going on with crime and everything, but like I said a while ago, it just the person needs to be prosecuted, and there needs to be, from this day forward, absolutely zero tolerance and leniency on anyone who even attempts.
Right.
All this just random shooting, oh, they didn't hit anybody, but they're shooting. Like, it's like, who cares if they, are just shooting? It still should be against the law, and it is. I mean, but they still should be found and prosecuted. Just as if they were trying to kill someone. Because you could possibly kill somebody just with a stray bullet.
Yes.
I mean, it's just like a while back when they shot across, we call it Highway 11, and hit the tire shop. That could have hit people walking out of a restaurant, could have hit somebody driving down the street. Anybody, because they're just careless criminals, just careless, no respect for human life, just out there randomly, being thugs. That's exactly what I'm going to call them. That's what they are.
Yeah. Some people don't like the word, but
I'm sorry.
It's people that don't care for your life.
Yeah.
That's the best way I can word that.
Yeah.
It's a rough one there.
It is.
The weekend is here, and we have to talk about here in just a little while about the severe weather that is coming to our area. It's going to be kind of rough this afternoon. And for the first time, we're starting to see the word tornadic activity could be involved in this. It's not a for sure thing, but it could be. So we want you to be well aware of what is going on with that.
We have a ball tournament over there today, so we're going to be right in the middle of all the weather action, I guess.
Woo! Yes, you are. So you need to be careful as you're out and about on that.
Yeah.
Coming up on 8:27 this morning, as we begin it for you. And I hope your day has been treating you well so far.
Yes.
Everything has gone well. How do you feel about what's happening in our area with crime? Is it calming down in your neighborhood? There last night, for the most part, was calm after everything. Another thing that is blanketing America right now are the trials. You call it the trials, or the coverage on the January 6th situation.
Right.
A lot of testimony is being carried live across the TVs.
From what I understand, though, there's a lot of information that's being left out in the trial.
Yeah.
Like all of the National Guard could have been called in sooner, but I think it was Pelosi who said no, they didn't need them then. And then at the last minute, she finally called them in. But they could have been called in. They were alerted the day before that this stuff was possibly could go down. And then you go back and you see Trump's speech and stuff like that. And it was nothing compared to what Chuck Schumer got out there and said. I mean, he pretty much was saying, we're coming for you, Kavanaugh. We're coming for you, And then all this stuff with Kavanaugh happens. And the guy's going to be charged with attempted murder, I think.
Oh, that's serious.
Yeah. He was found outside of Kavanaugh's home with all kind of like weapons.
And they pretty much urged everybody to go visit Supreme Courts in a roundabout way, did they not?
Oh, well, they gave out the addresses of the Supreme Court justices. They were giving out the addresses. And then he named two of them by name, saying, if you make decisions that you're planning on making, we're coming for you. We're going to unleash the wrath or something on you. And, it was like a threat. I mean, basically,
Yeah.
that he was involved in. But all of this stuff, they've left out a lot of stuff, which is, they're just trying to get it to where Trump cannot run.
Yeah,
The next time.
it'll just put a little damper on that.
I mean, that's
is what they're
exactly
trying to
what
do.
the
A
whole,
cloud.
I think the whole agenda is.
Or
there,
we remember about that, what was it called? Russia, Russia, Russia. We heard every night.
Right.
Boy. We got more coming up with Scotty Ray and Candace as we start your Friday morning and officially kicking off the weekend of all the events that happen in the Meridian area and what to expect. Don't rush off. We'll be right back. Spring is here, and it's time to quit spending all of your weekend cutting grass when you could step up to a Skag zero-turn mower. Freeman Tractor in Collinsville has the #1 rated zero-turn mower, Skag, with cutting widths from 36 inches to 72 inches. Skag, the #1 choice of professional landscapers because they know nothing outcuts or outlasts a Skag. 0% financing for 48 months with payments starting as low as $129 a month. Stop by Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 and see coleslaw or buttermilk. Rockhouse Gun and Pawn is having a 10-year anniversary celebration blowout. Absolutely no sales tax on used firearms. 25% off all gun cleaning and gun care accessories. And a free box of ammo with every purchase of a new Glock pistol. 50% off all pawn electronics. 50% off on pawn tools. 25% off on all jewelry. Huge markdowns throughout the store. It's the Rock House 10-year anniversary celebration blowout. 5430 Highway 19 North. Very popular place there. Rock
It
House
is.
Gun and Pawn. If you haven't visited them before. little tired as we begin today. I've been up a few hours there tracking this, that, and the other. And as always, if you run into something, you see something, let us know. Inbox us
That's
in
right.
case we're not aware of it so we can start tracking down and getting word from officials. Let's look at a few things. We do this daily, and let's go back and remember a few things that happened on this day. This lady was well beyond or before her time in acting. She was really good. Anybody remember the movie Gone with the Wind?
I do.
I was a little bitty
I
kid.
loved her in Gone with the Wind.
Yeah. She's having a birthday today. Hattie McDaniel. If it ain't fitting, it ain't fitting, as she said.
That's right.
Of course, her and Miss Scarlett traveled many miles together. But I went to the Temple Theater as a kid when I saw that for the first time.
I love
And of course, you better bring a case of popcorn with you because it's 4 hours
It's
long.
a long movie. It is a very long movie. But there's lots of, it's lots of good parts in there that, people usually use the little phrases from and stuff.
Oh, absolutely. But restroom breaks, you need them.
You do. It is a long movie. Don't plan nothing for the next 4 hours
You know,
like he
they
said.
premiered that in Atlanta in 1939. I'm trying to figure out if they had indoor plumbing in Atlanta in 39. Long line at the outhouse outside. Each year, excuse me, as a kid, you saw this once a year, and if you didn't pay attention to the local television, you would miss it. You'd have to wait another year. Who remembers waiting just like you done Charlie Brown to see The Wizard of Oz? Judy Garland celebrating a birthday today, born back in 1922.
Yeah, we were just talking about that the other day, how we only got to see, you can watch it anytime you want to now from a DVD or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, used to when we were kids, we had to wait a whole year to watch it again. And it was just really exciting how it went from black and white into the colored part, and like I said the other day, my son, which is fits me 8, he just saw it for the first time the other day. Well, I say the other day when we camped last. But anyway, classic.
But kindergarten here, don't they make sure that you've seen at least 12 episodes of The Dukes of Hazzard and seen at least one episode of The Waltons before you're admitted into preschool?
Oh, I don't know about
should
that,
be.
Scott. We watch Andy Griffith every night, though.
Oh, what a show, what a show.
we do.
One of America's first bad guys. And he would become a household name because he was so bad. But as it turns out, through time, they've almost made him a hero. He was a bad guy. Do not forget this. He was a murderer. John Dillinger, on this date back in 1933, robbed his first bank. And it didn't bother him one bit to hurt anyone. That happened on that. 72, I think I got the album somewhere. This had never been done up until then. In 1972, this old boy from Mississippi goes to New York City. They use the park, and for 4 days, they will have a concert every night. And it would be sold out every night. It had never been done before then. And an album would come out of that. Elvis Presley recorded a live album at New York City's Madison Square Garden.
All right.
Not bad for a Tupelo, Mississippi person, is it?
No, not bad at all.
It really and truly does not get any better than Elvis.
Yeah. Somebody made a comment on the Wizard of Oz that the flying monkeys used to scare them. I hated that part. I hated that part when I was little. I was always scared of them. They just looked.
The little monkey was going to come get you that night.
Yeah, I didn't like them at all. Yeah.
And there was a lot of people that, what was that, Willy Wonka?
Oh, yeah. The chocolate factory, the little, what do they call them?
I don't know what you called them, but people were scared of those.
Yeah. I'll think of it in a minute. I can't believe I can't think
It's
of it.
kind of like walking down the street in Meridian at noon.
Oompa Loompas. The Oompa Loompas.
That's it.
Some people look like, I know Donald Trump kind of looked like he had that Oompa Loompa tan, you know.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He looked like he had the sunless tan.
They sometimes barbecued him a little bit too much.
I think that's sunless tan. It's just
There it is.
It's a little too orange.
Oompa Loompa.
Yeah.
I always tease Candace of not knowing things, but I'm going into uncharted territory here because I can't name one thing this guy's done. I do know that he is a musical artist and what they call country music now. He was born on today, a guy named Lee Brice. I can't name anything that he sang, but he is a singer. I don't know what his songs are. You happen to know any?
I don't. If somebody like played us,
She ain't got a clue either. So we don't know.
I don't like.
Any comments that you were trying to catch up on? I could see it out of the corner of your eye when you're trying to read something.
Yeah, I'm just trying to kind of keep up. They're kind of going fast this morning.
1988, this would be one of the brief times. I think we've all known the songs Elvira, Leaving Louisiana in the Broad Daylight, Sail On. I'm talking the Oak Ridge Boys. Om bop, mom. Y'all know all that.
Giddy up.
For about a 2-year period, William Lee Golden, the big ugly one, the one that's got the beard, looks like Grandpa, disappeared. And they hired somebody to take his place, and his name was Steve Sanders. He only had one song that actually made it to the radio during his career with them, and it was going to take a lot of river. Anybody remember that song? Well, he passed away on this date back in 1988. Steve Sanders did, the Oak Ridge Boys, the blind guy back here in the back. Almost forgotten that he was ever part of the group.
Yeah, I did too. I don't.
But my favorite of all time Oak Ridge Boys would be the Y'all Come Back Saloon. She played tambourines. Anyway, that was my little trick there. Maybe you liked them also there.
This is this girl right here. Go ahead.
No, well, I was just, as we often do, go back to look at TV Guide of things that happened on this date. 1989. You were what, getting ready to graduate or close to 10th grade?
I graduated in 92, so I was 17 in 92.
And feisty and all that stuff above.
I was feisty.
But on television, there was a show, and he just got fired for being on there, for saying something he shouldn't have. But The Wonder Years, anybody remember watching that?
I do. And she is on Hallmark all the time on those movies.
You know what? I didn't know who she was. And now that after you say it, I see it in her face there. She has married more men's on that Hallmark network than you shake a stick at.
Yeah, she's a good actress, though. She really is. She's like the queen of Hallmark right now. Her and Candace Cameron, is it Bure or whatever? But I think she was moving to another network, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe
yes,
a Christian.
She is. It's a Christian one that's going to be starting that. And hopefully it'll be a little bit better.
Yeah.
In Meridian, Mississippi, there was a lady that used to be here named Malia Peavy. Do y'all remember her? She was Hartley's wife. I got a call from her. I was very young into radio, and she was doing a benefit concert. This used to be called the Peavy House, if you remember that,
I do.
which led on to become what is now called the Children's.
The
Hope Village for Children now. But it started out as Malia's pet project there. She brought 2 guys that had just been signed to Arista Records to Meridian. They would perform a concert, and everything brought in, they would donate to help her program. And I met the guy before we went into the radio station and talked to him, and I was just blown away of just how nice he was. Through the years, I hadn't spoke to him in probably 10 to 12 years, but I'm telling you, both of these guys were just over-the-top niceness. They stepped on the stage at the Temple Theater that night, and this is one of the songs that they sang. I saw the light. I'm a brand new man. Brooks and Dunn.
That's a good song.
Anybody remember that, of them coming to Meridian?
I don't remember that specifically, but I do remember Malia Peavy.
But Ronnie and I've told the story before. Ronnie on that album is a hidden gem that was never released to radio. It was a song called "When It Comes to Love, I've Got a Lot to Learn." And he and I talked about it, and he just glowed when you talk about the song. And he dedicated the song to me that night during the concert. If you get a chance, go to YouTube, find it. It's strong. It's a country song. Like it. Back in 2004, we lost one of the greats that would ever sing on a stage anywhere. Sang a song that I think they ended up making the Georgia State song called Georgia. Y'all know it. I can't sing. I'm just humming along here. But Ray Charles passed away on this date back in 2004. Now, let's go back even further. Who else used to love to listen to Paul Harvey and the rest of the story?
Oh, I used to listen to it, yeah.
Did you ever hear the one that he done on Ray Charles?
I didn't. I did not.
And I haven't listened to it in years, but I want to say somewhere in between the ages of 3 and 5, Ray Charles and his twin brother were taking a bath together in a wash tub out in their front yard. His brother would drown, and from that moment, he would be blind for the rest of his life. Now, why? I don't know. But you think about that, of what he did, being blind, not being able to see, in a world where people will cheat you, he became so famous.
So he was not born
No.
with blindness.
It just doesn't make sense. But I'd have to go back and get all the details of what Paul Harvey said. But, wow. Carlene Lane watching us from the big state of Montana.
That's right.
Y'all go
Good
ahead out in
morning.
Montana.
So glad to have you watching this morning. And I want to say hey to Joy Scott yesterday. She's one of the mothers on our ball team. She had no idea that I did this.
She didn't?
No. She's like, I did not even know. So, but hello, Joy. I hope you're having a good morning. I'll see you later.
We would, in 1982, this would be the last day that this show hit the airways. Anybody remember an old show called Taxi? We brought it up the other day with the death of somebody that was on there. But this was the last show back in 82. And Danny DeVito and the gang would ride off into the sunset.
Yeah. Like I said, one of the guys was on Grease. And then, of course, Tony Danza went on to do Who's the Boss. And
tell me this, because I'm having trouble. This guy here, he was in a lot of TV shows. Was his name like Alex on there, maybe?
I can't remember what his name was on there, but wasn't he on was he on Barney?
Miller?
Was he on that?
Maybe.
I thought he was.
But he was in a lot of shows. He was a good actor.
Maybe a detective show here and there or something.
Like
yeah.
it. I'm going to back you up on this. Yeah. The Bad Guys. Anybody ever watch The Sopranos or Sopranos?
I used to watch it. I couldn't watch some. I'd have to turn it off sometimes.
It was
like too real, like to life. I was thinking, oh my goodness.
If y'all don't think the mob exists, y'all need to go somewhere. That really does exist.
I mean, that was pretty. Seemed like true to life.
It was.
That show for sure.
And as you bring that up, this really fits the next story of bringing things to life. The real bad guy. On this day back in 2002, John Gotti passed away. I happened to be at a table one day and somebody goes, "Oh, I'm going to be out of town next week. I've got to go to a funeral." "Who are you going to?" "John Gotti." "Oh, I've got to go to the restroom and I'm not coming back because I'm not hanging with you anymore."
Right.
You ever had your mouth just drop and you go, oof? That was a oof moment in my life.
Yeah, those mobster people, the mean business. That's scary that people live that way.
It is. It is.
I mean, can you imagine living like that and not knowing if your best friend's going to just take you out?
I have to say, yeah, you're right.
You know?
They kiss you on the cheek at the bad news is all I know from the movies. Sir Rod Stewart is really glad on this date that this guy done this instead of the Queen, because the Queen's got a little shake at 95. We go back for Rod Stewart. He was knighted on this date.
Goodness, yeah. It's a good thing.
Look.
It's a big deal over there.
Back away. What is your absolute favorite Rod Stewart song? I know mine. Do you have one? She's thinking hard. She's straining.
I don't really know. I mean, I hate when you do this to me.
Well, what goes through my head is that line of "The morning light really shows your age." Maggie, I think I tried.
Yeah, Maggie. That's a good song.
Wake Up Maggie. That was really a great song, and it went everywhere. And I guess you would probably lean more if you think, what was the song about sexy shirt?
I don't
He had a,
I used to listen to him all the time.
If you think I'm sexy in my body.
If you want my body and you think it's that. Yeah.
That was him. But Maggie May is, and everybody's popping that up there.
Yeah.
Maggie May being the most popular song that he done that most people identify with. Boy, I sure like to rock.
Don't you think I'm sexy? Yeah, that was it.
A good one there. Let's talk about the Farm Supply. We talk about them a good bit. Why? Well, they offer so much for you. Drop in and visit them. They'll be right down by the railroad tracks. Yep, 49th Avenue, exit 151. They got all the fishing supplies. And as we checked in with Chet earlier this afternoon, before the storm enters, around 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock, great fishing weather. We got pine straw for your yard and a great special this week going on sod. If you've got a bare spot, talk to them. They'll get you fixed up. We've got anything that you might need to dress up that porch.
That's right.
So you got some dead flowers hanging there. Run down and get you one. Hang a new one that's got some life to it.
Those are what you call the other ones that he just showed, succulents. I think those do.
That?
Yeah.
Okay, succulents. I've never used that word.
Yeah.
Not in that term anyway.
That's what they're called.
T-shirts and a whole lot more there if you've got something going on, want to keep cool. These shirts here catch the wind. They're great. You'll enjoy those. Anything that you need for the back porch for decorative, need a new chair, hat, well, maybe you need work boots. They got those and the tennis shoes as well to make it more comfortable as you go about your business. They'll take care of your pets as well as you go along. Anything for those horse and cattle, they've got it, including, well, ammo and guns. Find it all there at the Lauderdale County Farm Supply. Drop in and visit. You'll be glad that you did. You'll save a little money.
At Parrish Tractor, we're more than just a tractor store. We strive to cultivate life and support the lives of farmers everywhere. Come see us June 17th for our Kubota Field event, because to us, supporting means giving back to you with 0% financing on select Kubota equipment, raffle and giveaways, demos, and service and parts specials. Come share a meal with Parrish Tractor on June 17th and let us show you why we're more than a tractor store.
At the Promised Land Journey, Pastor Bill Freeman will be your tour guide through the world of the biblical times. Roughly 3,000 people take the tour of Lauderdale County's recreation of Moses' Tabernacle, a tour of Christ's crucifixion and burial tomb, as well as a bird's eye view of 1st century Jerusalem and the Holy Land. Schedule a free tour and consider donating to the Promised Land Journey located at Covenant Life Church, 624 Highway 19 North in Collinsville.
My dad was a farmer. My granddaddy, too. I was always pretty proud of that. When my truck was hit by a company vehicle, I thought I was going to have to sell the farm. Thanks to Richard Swartz, I didn't have to.
I'm here for you. One call, that's all.
Answering a couple questions that have come in. No, the shooter has not been caught in the Meridian area. Still at large. Keep your doors locked. Watch what's around you. Now, another question that come in yesterday, and I reported on this. I-20 yesterday afternoon, I got a message of a chase, a guy in a black Mustang, and it was people parting the road left and right, letting it happen. Now, in the end, it would be somewhere around, and I saw several comments, why are 15 people chasing one person? It was as you go from one county to the next, different agencies joined in. This black Mustang, as it approached from Newton County being chased, and I have not spoke with Jody to find out what the cause was in Newton County, but he ran from the police there, and it was almost as that saying, the movie Gone Baby Gone. Yeah. He hit Meridian in excess of 150 miles an hour. This was a very bad guy. The police backed off, let him go. Last seen, well, he made it to Alabama. But he darted in and just unsafe to everybody, speeding like no one's business, and everybody got out of the way. We put the message up as soon as we found out that there was something going on to where you would know to, if you saw it coming, to get out of his way. He has not been caught, to my knowledge. Alabama, they notified them that he was on the way there. He must have made a turn somewhere and got away.
One thing's for sure, going at that speed, he'll have to stop for gas pretty soon.
Yeah, but you think about that, of the exits. You think of going 60 miles an hour through Meridian, of people getting on and off the interstate, how quickly, as the log truck accident, as he topped that hill and there was a car there going slow, could have been bad. Bad guys do bad things, but he has not been caught. To reply to that. Debbie Alexander, I'd forgotten that song. She brought up Rod Stewart. Tonight's the night. Everything's going to be all right. Yeah. Rod Stewart.
Somebody put Hot Legs. That was a big song.
I remember that.
Yeah.
So Rod Stewart there. Let's check on a few other things. What you got?
Chris Branning said Center Hill Road on Highway 493, there's a bulldozer on its side. So use caution going through that area, and hopefully somebody has responded to that by now.
Almost reminds me of when the bulldozer turned over, fell off the truck on 493. It almost sounds like the situation. It was sitting up in the air like that.
Yeah.
So if you've got a report on that, please let us know. We'll pass that information on. Thanks, Chris, for letting us know on that. I was looking to see if we had any more messages.
Today, if you're out and about, though, and, never get out of your car at a gas station and leave your keys in the car. But definitely when something like this is going on and there's somebody at large, they'd be looking for another car to take, so they wouldn't be in the one that...
Did you say they'd be looking?
They would be looking for they'd be looking.
Just making sure.
Don't make fun of my country's talking, Scotty Ray.
I'm as country as they come.
I'm not, real, what do you call it? I don't have a lot of...
Polish? What's the word?
Yeah, I don't have a good polished.
Okay.
Speaking skills. No, I do, but
I like my Southern English, and that's the way I talk.
Just don't leave your keys in your car, and especially don't leave it running and run in and pay for your gas, because you might return to an empty spot where your car once was.
That's absolutely right. It won't be there. Let's see here. You always dream about finding that extra cash, don't we? You ever find a $5 bill or a $10 bill on the ground?
I like when I find one in my pocket in a jacket or something.
Left over from winter before.
Yeah, but always nice to find some.
I remember in the Meridian area a few years back, and you go, well, you always put yourself in this place. Would you return it? It was a guy that worked for the state of Mississippi that found $10,000 on the side of the road right here in the Meridian area. I don't remember the year, but it's been in the last 10 years. We go to California next, where a woman, they offered on, Craigslist.
Yeah, one of the...
Free couch. Please come get this. Get rid of it. Well, she accepts the offer and takes it home. Now, what she was doing digging in the couch, I don't know.
Right.
But look what she
found.
found.
If she's like me, she probably stripped it apart to clean everything, every inch of it.
So she made this public, so apparently you would have to call back the owner and go, hey, I found something. But she found $36,000 hidden in the free couch that was given to her.
That would be nice.
$36,000.
I just wonder if the person that gave it to her said, you know what? I need my couch back.
That's what I'd be saying. But that's a lot of money. Of all the places that I would hide money in a house, the couch is not one that would...
Yeah, I don't think I'd put it in the couch either.
Yeah, not
I've heard of people putting stuff in there. I've had this clients one time. One of my clients said they used to put money in the refrigerator. Well, two now. Money in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
I mean, have you ever heard of that?
Yeah, all the movies, anything that you watch, they take it and they put it in the freezer, and they'll write a frozen food on it and put it in the freezer. And
so what happens if somebody comes in and cleaning out your stuff?
You better make sure
your refrigerator. You better check all the containers before you go throwing somebody else's stuff out.
Don't be going through folks that's passed away in their house and chunking stuff, not looking.
That's right.
But that's interesting. $36,000. Now, I say this, and I want everybody to keep in mind with this as things come about as the summer begins. It's going to be chaos throughout America with travel because there are so few people working nowadays. Airlines, ain't all them people greeting you. And it's just slim pickings. You try to go to a gas station where they normally have maybe 3 cash registers going, it'll be 1 because they can't get anybody to work. So they're already urging to be patient, not to lose your temper as you make travel plans. Honestly, I can't see that many people traveling at $6 a gallon.
Yeah.
That is
a lot.
Boy, howdy. Now, let me go back here. I want to remind everybody of this because we're getting, today is the 10th. So a little less than a month now, we're going to be making this change, and we want you to know about it. We're moving to Fox 30. We will be coming off of MeTV and moving over to the Fox 30 network. I hope you'll join us. It's going to be fun as we start a new adventure and welcome more people to the show to watch. Now, let's talk about today. We haven't had a chance to bring this up yet about the weather. This is coming, and as we pull this up, this is what is, now you can read it here. This is what is coming, the National Weather Service tells us today. Severe storms are likely, damaging winds of 70 miles an hour, quarter-size hail, and a tornado cannot be ruled out. Now, that wording was not in there early yesterday from the National Weather Service. No way, no how. Now it has been added to the forecast. And as we look at this, the extreme western side of Lauderdale County and also Clark County, where it was a 3 all the way across the county, has been pushed right over here. And this is going to be right around where Stuckey's Bridge is. If you live Stuckey's Bridge, west back toward Newton County, you are in a level 3. East of there, anywhere else in Lauderdale County is a level 2. It's still going to be bad there. 60-mile-an-hour shear winds could happen in gusts as we look at this quarter-size hail. And if you're in the green area, just some damaging winds. But this could get hairy. Now, our timeline is roughly 2 o'clock until 5 o'clock this afternoon. So be weather alert as you begin your day. We don't want everybody to be safe. If you're driving, this heavy rain can make you wreck. If you come up on a heavy rain, stop for a few moments. If you can, way away from the roadway. Pull into a store and wait it out if you can.
Yeah.
I also seen a lot of wrecks where somebody will pull on the shoulder of the road, not get far off, not wanting to drive, and then they're hit for another car coming along. So use caution whenever you do that. Make sure that if you pull over, you're way away from the roadway. Something else we want to bring up.
Caution lights on.
Hot is not the word. This is our very first taste of this. We get. I think this is the first one issued for the summer.
Yeah.
Heat stresses are coming this weekend. Look at that. Heat indices or heat index, I like to say 105 this weekend in these areas. So hot, and more hot.
You'll get dehydrated quick.
Yes.
So if you have kids playing sports or if you're out doing yard work, excuse me, I'm losing my voice. If you're out doing yard work, make sure you stay hydrated.
Yeah, we want you to do that. So plan ahead and be ready for that. As we turn to our next subject this morning, our friends over at Godwin, I hadn't talked about them this morning, but Godwin cleans a lot of things. They're there for you. They'll come out and take care of your home, whether it's your pool or if you've got a nasty situation of that mold look on your building. They'll straighten it out just like this. Whether it's your roof, getting rid of that pecan look or that old dirty look, they'll clean that in no time flat. Make an appointment. They can set it up on a buy twice a year, or maybe you need it once a month, something clean. They do all this for you.
You ever taken your boat cover off and all your seats are mildewed?
Yeah.
They can take care of that for you too with it.
Yeah, 253-8262. As simple as calling that. From your decks to your steps, don't slip on this stuff. Get it clean. Make sure your house looks great again, just like Clarkdale did. Again, from roofs to a whole lot more. If you name it, they can clean it. Call them at Godwin Cleaning Services. They'll take care of you. Visit with them today and find out how affordable it is and how it saves you money. They'll do it for you. The Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville is passing along these great savings. Yellow bicolor corn, a 3-pack, $2.99. Fresh peaches and plums, $1.99 a pound. Large green bell peppers, $1. Save on manwich sauce, 4 for $5 for a 15-ounce can. Family pack center cut pork chops, $2.29 a pound. And certified Angus beef New York strip family pack, $10.99 a pound.
And we're down home, down the street, Piggly Wiggly.
It was a Monday morning on our way to his first day of preschool. We were both nervous and excited. Then someone ran a stop sign. I called Richard Schwartz and he got us the money we deserved.
I'm here for you. One call, that's all.
Welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace. We were asked, are we going to be live later? As we just found out, the press conference has been moved.
Okay, and then also when we do move to Fox 30, it'll still be live on Facebook also.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
and YouTube. So go to YouTube also and like it, subscribe to it, and follow, and you'll get notifications from there also.
Right. We will carry the press conference today that has been moved to noon at live. It'll be here also. I just got a message that the roadway on I-59, mile marker 142, is now cleared up. All that congestion is out of the way as the banana truck has been hauled off into the wild blue yonder to bother no one ever again. It's been retired.
Okay. And hopefully nobody was hurt. Right.
Do y'all have the same issue of trying to figure out when that banana is just right to eat? Am I the only one? You know, by the color of it, if you eat it green,
it's got a bitter taste to it. That's right.
You wait too long with spots, it's sour tasting.
But don't always throw them away when they have the dark spots on the outside because, you know. And then you can make really good banana bread. So.
Wow. Tips from Candace here.
Anyway, we don't know why the press conference was moved to noon, but it is, and they want to know what channel on Xfinity.
I don't know that yet.
Comcast. We'll find out. We'll post it.
All right. We'll be back Monday morning live at noon with the press conference.
Y'all have
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: